All right, welcome. My name is Mary Starr Carter, and it's a privilege to be with you today. I have achieved the rank of Diamond in Young Living, and I started my career back in 1996. So, a lot of years that I have experience. So, today I'm going to talk to you about preparing for your abundance. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about preparing for abundance. So, I have a question for you. Let's see, are you ready for this? Okay, hopefully you're ready. Good. Okay. If the abundance you're praying for showed up next month, would you actually be ready for it? Raise your hand. Put it in the chat. Okay. Abundance means a plentiful supply, a large quantity, or more than enough. If we think about it in terms of our brand partnership, that may look like $1,000 a month or a silver promotion consistently. It might be $3,000 a month. It might be the gold promotion of over $5,000 a month or more in commissions. But commissions are connected to people. In this business, your customers, brand partners, builders, leaders, it's so when you pray for more income, you're also praying for more people. More opportunities mean more responsibility. So here's the thing. When opportunity comes, it's too often too late to prepare. Like, I'll do that when, right? I achieve that. No. If you want to keep your abundance, you have to prepare for it. Think of David in the Bible. He was an expert with the slingshot before he killed Goliath, right? He had wrestled and killed lions and bears, right? And he had the confidence that he could do it. You have to prepare. You have to pave the way for your abundance to arrive. So today I'm going to share kind of about three different areas and some personal lessons that I've learned. So when I think about preparing for abundance, I think that about particular skills that we have to learn, right? When we have more, we have to learn to manage more. We have to learn to manage our financial skills, people and leadership skills, time management skills, right? And underneath all of those, developing abundance requires both an outer work and the inner work. Okay. The outer work that prepares our business and the inner work that prepares us as a leader. So here I'm going to start with my financial skills. Whew. In 2007, Jay and I had received the Platinum Award at convention. It was in Washington, D.C., and we went across stage. And that month, we were negative 1,000. We went in overdraft. No, we had over $250,000 in debt, but literally we're spending over $1,000 more every month. How can you have this great achievement and this financial income? We didn't own anything. We rented like a $600 an apartment, didn't own our car. Like, how could you get in that space? Because we didn't have the skills yet to match the income we were earning. Does that make sense? Anybody understands that? So we hadn't learned those skills. More income doesn't necessarily make your debt disappear. In fact, a lot of people expand their lifestyle to match their income and continue to have those poor habits. So, learning how to pay off debt, it helps us, right? More income. If we can learn how to pay off debt, we can learn how to prepare for taxes. That's a big one that gets a lot of us 1099 individuals, meaning the way we get our income, we have to save for taxes, and you need to learn about taxes and to do all those things. You have to maybe learn to invest and make your money grow. These are all the things that we learn to do. So don't wait until you're making $10,000 a month to learn how to manage $10,000 a month. You want to prepare your income before the income arrives. Okay. I'll tell you some things that we did to learn those skills. Next, people and leadership skills, right? The second we want to think about is the abundance of people. If your goal is a larger business, that means more customers and more brand partners. So ask yourself, am I prepared for more people, right? If we think about it, if we look at our Power of Five income uh, little statements there, and we know that anywhere from 200 to 350 people, I believe, is at that silver promotion. But the gold promotion is over 750 people, right? And we're averaging over $50,000 a year. So we know as you're going up to silver, and a lot of you who are very serious, you're wanting that $1,000 or more a month commission. You have to think about, how will I manage people, right? How are my skills with people? Let me just check something here. Make sure. Okay. I think we're recording. Yes. Okay. We're doing good. All right. So when you have a lot of people that you're praying for, how do you onboard them, right? New customers, how do you follow up? When you have an abundance of people that you're connecting with online, how are you managing that? How are you managing the follow-up? Can you communicate consistently? Can you present, live? Can you come to the reset call? If I ask you to do a Ninja Red testimony, could you do it? Have you practiced your testimonials? Do you have a lot of testimonials? So when a customer says to you, hey, I'm struggling with this. I don't know. All I know is blah 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 did this and she got this result, right? You have all these good things and duplicatable systems to go with it, right? Cheer on the power of five. That's what we have. Your people need a clear path that they can actually follow. So my direct jump from silver to gold had a lot to do with the systems that I actually showed my team. Up to that point, I was just doing a lot of classes and I was a lot of busy and I was getting in front of people, but I didn't have systems that were duplicatable. When I learned about network marketing and then I developed a very simple system like do this, have these things and do this, everyone started to duplicate and it very quickly we grew from silver to gold, right? Because the systems that I could show my team. So simple, duplicatable. Now, what do we have in the power of five? You already have the pass, you already have the system. You have a very duplicatable system. You have Ninja Red, you have our reset calls, right? Red, reset, balance, and burn. Like you have these consumable products, you're getting in front of people. You have the new systems that Tammy has put out. So the point is not that everybody has to build exactly the same way. We know that. The point is that people need a path that is very clear and simple and repeatable. And we see this in Susan Lloyd's team. Susan enrolled her first brand partner in January of 2026. She decided to be a brand partner in January 2026, enrolled her first brand partner. By the end of February, she found the right path. Sometimes you don't find the right path right away, right? She found her right path that fit her. She started gaining momentum in March. She became a senior star in May, and she brought on 7 guests to the Awaken Tour. And by July, she achieved executive with 6 stars in her team. That didn't happen because she was doing 100 different things, right? She had a clear path. She was showing people the clear path. She didn't do it perfectly, but she worked consistently and helped people do the same thing. That's a big deal, friends, right? She's an executive and has six stars on her team. So that's pretty awesome. Um, Simple systems create duplication. So don't wait till you have 200 people to arrive to figure out how to manage 200 people, right? Prepare for the people you're praying for. So if you believe you're going to personally serve, do you believe you're going to personally serve 100 or 200 customers or brand partners? Build the systems now, right? Have a welcome process, a follow-up process. Oh my goodness, can I tell you this story about following up? Oh my goodness. We were doing a class early in the beginning. We shared the information. It was great. And I made this great connection with this woman named Bonita. Didn't collect her information, didn't follow up with her, none of that. A couple months later, she goes to a show, someone's doing a vendor show, and she signs up with her. Bonita's a platinum today. I know there's over $100,000 that I lost in my annual income because I didn't have that follow-up system and process, right? I don't mean to scare you on that. I mean, let's start developing your system. It's not going to be perfect at first, but you can do that. So prepare for the people you're praying for. Let's go bigger, friends. Okay, so now we've talked about silver. Now we're going to go all the way to gold, right? We want that 50,000 plus extra income coming into our house every annually. So we're talking bigger numbers, over 750 customers or team members. You cannot personally coach 750. You need leadership skills. Okay. So financial skills, you need people skills, you need leadership skills. You need to identify a handful of people who are actually building. You need to develop leaders. You need to group. You need a way to communicate to the group. You need conflict resolution skills. Yes, yes, yes. You need boundaries. You need delegation. Super important delegation, collaboration. You need to allow other leaders to teach and lead, right? Believing everything doesn't have to come through you. You need a recognition system. I have watched people achieve major ranks like Royal Crown Diamond only to watch their success fade sometimes, or even go away altogether. Sometimes their business grew faster than they did. Their rank increased, but their leadership capacity did not increase with it. Their organization became bigger than their ability to communicate, lead, resolve conflict, and develop leaders. Success can arrive before your skills are ready to sustain it. And that's sometimes why we can go up and we can go down, right? Sometimes we don't have a good follow-up system. We're great at enrolling, but we don't have a follow-up system. Maybe we haven't learned to cast vision and create momentum or create community with our group. That's why people skills and leadership skills are abundant skills. Okay, write that down. People skills and leadership skills and financial skills are abundant skills. So, um, I think I told you that, but let me tell you this last thing. So when I learned network marketing from 2004, 2007, we hit platinum. Boom, we hit platinum, and then I was stalled out. But in 2007, I was introduced to a training system that taught me a lot of these skills. And you've heard many other leaders in these talks talk about it's called First Steps to Success. And I didn't take it once, I didn't take it twice. I took it over and over again because I really stunk. Just say I stunk at a lot of those things. And I really needed to sharpen my saw. But it was so worth it because by the time 2010 came, I was now a very sustainable platinum. Like I was constant with that, right? Because I learned all these skills, networking skills, all of these other skills. And the last thing I learned at that training were time management skills. You really, if you're praying for right now, maybe you're praying for abundance of time in your life because you're so busy, you're working multiple jobs or whatever, you just want more time freedom, which may mean you need to find another income source, right, of young living. But you want to develop some good time management energy skills, which we have other trainings about, but super important. Again, I learned a lot of that at First Step Success. If you do not learn how to manage your time before abundance comes, success can begin controlling your life instead of creating freedom in your life. Yes, I am guilty of that. So, the outer work and the inner work. Preparing for abundance requires both. The outer work is developing the systems and skills, your presentation, follow up, using the Power of Five, getting into the Power of Five system, learning the onboarding, learning where the forms are, learning how to communicate, managing your calendar, your financial systems, learning time management. The inner work is developing you, your patience, confidence, discipline, right? Your listening skills, your emotional resilience, yes, your ability to handle rejection, resolve conflict, willingness to receive feedback, your ability to delegate, your ability to let go of control. That's a big one. Your willingness to stop doing things that make you look impressive but don't actually move the needle forward. I found that even I still struggle with this. Like I want to do all these elaborate classes and all my expert doctor stuff. And I have to remember that's not always duplicatable, right? To whom much is given, what's the saying? To whom much is given, write it in the chat, much is required. We often want the much, more customers, more brand partners, more income, more influence, more opportunity, a higher rank, but more also brings greater responsibility. So do not pray for abundance, prepare for it. All right. So here's your challenge. Here's your question. This week, ask yourself these questions. Am I prepared for the income that I'm asking for? What financial skills do I need to develop? Number two, am I prepared for the people I'm asking for? What people and leadership skills do I need to improve on? Number three, am I prepared with my time? Am I spending my time building a business or simply staying busy? Choose something this week that you can work on, right? Go back to maybe a previous training that we've had. You're like, oh, that time managed one that Mary did last boot camp. I think I'm going to go take that, right? Um, that one Angela did. I'm going to go review that again. Then work on those one skills. Do not wait until the abundance arrives. You do not prepare for abundance when it gets here. You prepare for it before it gets here. Prepare your income, prepare your life, do the work, friends, the outer work, the inner work, and become ready for what you are praying for. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.